Welcome back, Mr. Witness.
Bismillah.
Thank you.
Before the break, you told us how you lost your child.
And
you told the commission that Yaya Jammeh is responsible for the death of your child because he had unlawfully detained you, and which made it impossible for you to be able to take care of that child when the child needed it.
Ya fo jam commission ay ñaati ngol jam ko Yaya Jammeh atel be marling fola ye fo menke dingo ñin katung atele muta ye sindi dula killing wonta ya kan ñing manna ne bula pour yeta ye mare dingo la ko la wato menne abe balu kono.
That's true. Womuto ñaldi.
How did you feel about Yaya Jammeh when your child died?
Ya Jammeh ko ta ñaadi le biring idingo ñin tata ala ya min jodoya.
I felt that he did not help me as a commander-in-chief. Naje ko ate mamma koyro dintele de ate dum muntol bela kunton koti.
But that is also to put it very mildly, isn't it?
Amunda mu purka kumo sono yandilong reng for onde.
If you blame him as being responsible for the death of your child, that is different from him not helping you when you needed it.
Ninga traya jalay ko atelbe marling idingo la saya nyinna tumala men na mande maro dila wato men na isula tala.
Is that proceed?
That his actions were in gross violation of my right. Amunda ala baro men ayake o mundela nyantolu tinyaleti.
After that, you were released from detention, correct?
That's true.
And reinstated in the army.
That's true. I was not dismissed.
Did you have to write a letter to beg him?
No.
Honey.
Or that condition was not placed on you?
No.
But after that you were moved to Holgam.
That's true.
How did it happen?
When I was released from detention, I was asked to report back to the training school. But then the CDS, Lieutenant General Usman Baji, informed me that he felt I will be more demoralized working at the training school. And I requested for me to be posted to Farafenye. So I requested. But at that time he told me, no, I will find a place within Combo here where we can post you. 2 weeks later, I was called by the chief instructor that I am posted to Bulldozer. And,
which year was this?
This was in 2012. And then I expressed my dislike of the place because the job is more of police related. And I don't have much experience in that area. But he encouraged me and told me you'll be fine. And I reported.
What did you understand bulldozer to entail? What was it?
While I was under detention, bulldozer was formed. I watched the TV. I saw the security chiefs, service chiefs. From my understanding, at that time they said there were a lot of criminalities in the country. The security outfit did not have enough or adequate resources
and watu atara banko tanko bunda kenyal imang jorangol soto miala be sila pour ko wokul nyin tankani
act independently.
Ya ke faya atara momem dema.
So in order to synergize the efforts,
they
need to form a task force
and
give a nomenclature of bulldozer. That was my understanding at that time.
This task force, what was it, which institutions or which specialties was it comprised of?
The army was there. The police was there. Immigration was there. NIA was there. Fire service was there. Prisons was there. GRA was there.
I
think fire service.
What were their terms of reference?
The term of reference, according to my understanding at that time, if there was any case relating to the police, the police will handle the matter. If there is anything relating to immigration, immigration will handle it. I forget to mention drug squad. I'm sorry for that. If there is anything relating to drugs, the drug squad will take that. And that is why all these services provide officers leading their men. And the setup was that the police would always be the head. And the army will be the assistant.
How many people were there?
When I was there before going to Darfur in 2013, we were about 50 to 60. But when I came back, there were some PIU officers there were some PIU officers from TDA, Tourism Development Area. They were all dismissed. They were reinstated. And they were all sent to bulldozer. And then the strength increased to 150 to 160.
During your time there, what was your position?
I was the deputy. But, at the same time, I was the most senior man on the ground. This is because I was there with Biran Bai, Commissioner Biran Bai. Well, he was deployed to the airport. And I became alone. And Landin Bojang was asked to oversee. But due to his position as the police operation commander, he could not be present at the bulldozer all the time. So I become the most senior.
Sa nata na ke moti mi maka mo
I made a special plea to the IGP.
Sa nata na daniro ko police la kunton ko.
That if one police officer is sent there.
Police kunda ila mo kilinki nanje.
And
proceed.
And he called Biranbai and told him that he thought landing is too busy. And if Biran can still oversee the place. But this does not change the fact that I am still the senior person.
So for your day-to-day operations, you are the de facto commander.
That's
true. And you were saying this was mainly police work.
That's true.
And you believe you did not have the experience.
That's true.
But nonetheless, you took the job.
That's true.
And in spite of your inadequacies in terms of knowledge and experience in this field, you gave it a shot.
That's true.
And in doing this work, there were a lot of human rights violations. You agree?
That's true.
Holgam or bulldozer became a milder version of junglers.
That's not true.
I said it became a milder version of junglers.
That's not true.
Tell us, we would come to all that. Tell us your reporting lines.
Bulldozer is under the Republican Guards commander at that time, who was Lieutenant General Suleiman Pai.
Bulldozer. Itatanu mola maralo koto miyalanko wolebe marale nun ikafo miyal Republican Guard wobe mansala koda
Republican National Guard.
Republican National Guard.
General Sol Baji.
Ikafa General Sol Baji.
And junglers? What was their reporting line?
Junglers, I had no idea about them.
Mr. Witness, let's cut the pretense.
It's
not chahano. The pretense is not chahano. You were an officer of the Gambia National Army. Correct?
That's correct.
And you know, or you knew at the time, that there was an outfit within the army called junglers.
That's true.
And it was common knowledge that the junglers were part of the state guards.
That's true.
And in fact, the state guard is the Republican National Guard.
State Guards Republican National Guards.
They are part of the Republican National Guards.
And under the direct command of General Sol Baji.
General Sol Baji.
That's true.
So when you said you did not know who the junglers reported to, that was not correct. You agree?
I said this because reporting to and being under command. It's a different terminology.
The
junglers can
tell us the difference.
The junglers can be under state guard.
Yalo nyin jongolal esetara no ka familiar state guard mansala bunda koto.
But the report of line could be channeled to their company commander.
Bari ikedam ko milma asekeno ila company commander.
Mr. Witness, you just told us that the state guards and the Republican National Guards all report to this General Solbaji. He's the ultimate commander.
Because state guard and in general General State Guard and in Republican National Guard, General Solbaji.
And so I understand your concept. Yes, the Jongulas are under General Suleiman Baji.
Nga fahamle ka miro min soto wala jongulal be General Solbaji la maralo koto.
Bulldozers were also under General Solbaji.
And bulldozer be General Solbaji la koto.
That's true.
And from what we have received before this commission,
Kibarol men soto nyin commission nyati lingola jam.
The junglers were the killer machine of President Jammeh under General Solbaji.
Jongula le tolle mu mo fala di yaya Jammeh meni alon ko be General Solbaji la kono.
That's true.
And the bulldozers.
Bulldozers
are never killers.
Well, the bulldozers is that adjunct between the NIA and the junglers.
But you still have some soldiers under Suleiman Baji, and they are not killers.
You are answering a different question. The bulldozers is in between the NIA and the junglers. It's that peripheral adjunct in between. You have the junglers one extreme, you have NIA another extreme, and then you have the bulldozers in between.
I don't know what you're trying to.
Okay, we have received testimony here that when people are refusing to talk at the NIA, the threat is we will take you to bulldozer. That is the place called Talk True.
No.
It was scarier than the NIA.
No, this is not true.
Have you ever heard of this story? That bulldozer was even more scarier than NIA?
I have never heard this story, but I know in town that people fear bulldozer.
And in fact, bulldozer was created because they found the police to be ineffective in many respects, correct?
Part of it, yes.
They also found the NIA somewhat ineffective. Correct?
I don't want to believe that statement.
Mr. Witness, they created this big monster called bulldozer, as the name implies. And they brought in all these different security outfits. This is the cocktail. Comprising of everything. It's supposed to be more potent, isn't it?
That's true.
So that is why it was more fearful.
I believe it was more fearful because maybe perhaps we go after criminals and we are more proactive in town, and you know, the criminals were not comfortable, and the name becomes big.
Digitala ko miya lata minna wala nyinde ko ni aje bulldozer to keta wanyama katun kabula bandiol le no ma miliara ko ka kujawol ke ngabula wala no ma andun ka tara sato fana ko no ka bula bandiol no ma je aske wala ya tinanto fintitate mol fana silatel.
But how about the fact that whenever the bulldozers come. This is big trouble. They just come and bulldoze their way.
Without
regard to anything.
Bulldozer does not operate like that.
Bulldozer
we operate under the confine of the law.
Is that so?
Of course.
Is that so, Mr. Witness?
I'm coming.
Is that so? Did it operate within the confines of the law?
That's what I want to explain.
No, just answer yes or no.
Yes.
You said it.
Yes.
But earlier on, you just told us that there were lots of rights violations at Bulldozer.
Of course, right violations can occur while you are even implementing the law. And I know
Mr. Witness, that is a contradiction in terms.
What I'm trying to understand is that somebody trying to do the good, trying to implement the law, possibly violate the law as well. That's what, in the essence, that's what I wanted to say. In as much as Bulldozer was trying to implement the law, I will admit that there could be some violations.
In all honesty, did you know the law at the time you were head of Bulldozers?
I don't.
But you did not know the law. How could you be the person to implement the law? Apply the law at that time. How could you do a task that you know you did not know? And give us an honest answer.
Like I said, Bulldozer has a police branch.
Answer the question. You said you did not know the law. You definitely could not have implemented the law.
Particularly, personally, me, yes.
And you could not have supervised the proper implementation of the law. Because you did not know it. And you would agree with me that a lot of rights violations could have and perhaps indeed occurred simply because you did not know what the law was on those issues.
That's true.
And you had worked under military police before.
That's true.
But you did not have investigation experience.
No.
You agree you did not have. And when you investigate, you just indulge in, how would I describe it? It's just a lucky dip approach because you did not have the training, you did not have the experience, you did not have the expertise, you did not have the know-how to investigate cases.
No, but when I was in the military police, I was not part of the investigation team.
But what military police?
But that is precisely the point. That when you were at Holgam, your involvement in investigations could have only been lucky dip because you did not have the training, you did not have the experience, you did not have the expertise or the know-how. You agree that was the case?
Even in Bulldozer, I was never part of the investigation team.
But that is not the case. The arrest of Ibrahim Keita, Musa Fofana, and Alassane Diallo. The accusation is that you were involved in their investigation.
That was not true.
Do you remember these three people?
I saw them on TV yesterday. Two of them.
Do you remember them?
I remember them.
Have to wait for the interpretation.
Okay, sorry.
Do you remember them?
Yes, I do.
Do you remember seeing them at Holgam?
Yes, I do.
Do you remember their arrest?
Yes, I do.
Can you tell us what happened?
The intelligence unit of Bulldozer
Bulldozer la bunda mi alanko wala marta ni intelligence ko wala
brought an information
wala kibaro natina
that they have an information that there were a group of people seated in Sukuta. They were discussing that there was a possible military incursion into the country.
Possible military incursion in the country.
Yes. And also there was a planned demonstration. Simultaneously, so that when the president, at that time the president was on tour, so that by the time the president arrived in the greater Banjul area, precisely Kanifing, he could be attacked and be assassinated like Gaddafi. This was the information we received. And we called all the heads of different services. And we discussed about the matter. And
the information you received, what was to be the connection between the military incursion, the demonstration, and the assassination of the president?
The information suggests that. That's the information I received. There were some Gambian dissidents who were in support of the then demonstration.
The demonstrations or the planned or envisaged demonstrations?
There was a demonstration prior to that. That was the Solo Sanden demonstration. And the subsequent UDP executive arrest also. After that, it was suggested that there is a plan, according to the information, there was a planned demonstration to that. But this demonstration was going to be supported by the military incursion. And that would have been the ultimate assassination of the president. Who was the commander-in-chief, Yaya Jammeh.
The person that is responsible for the killing, for the death of your child.
Yes. After receiving that information, we try to sit down and look at it. And some are of the opinion that perhaps, they are just talking. And some are of the opinion that it could be a concealment of information if we keep quiet. And the people identified should be arrested. Come and give their statement. That led to the dispatch of officers. If I could recall, the police officer led the arrest. The police officers led the arrest team.
Were they uniformed or in mufti?
Well, some of them were in uniform. As police, they have the plain clothes and you have the uniform branch.
The arresting team, did they wear uniforms?
Arresting team, yes, they do. They do wear uniform. So they went to Sukuta. Perhaps if I'm allowed to use my.
Well, when was that prepared?
I prepared this morning.
Okay. So, why don't you just testify of the cough?
I want to remember the time and the dates.
That document, it was not prepared contemporaneously, was it? Was it prepared contemporaneously with the events? You said it was prepared this morning.
Yes.
Where is the source of the information?
The source of the information was from the diary.
You mean this?
Yes, the police diary.
Good. This diary, who brought it to the commission?
I brought it.
When did you have it in your possession?
This was since Bulldozer was disbanded.
So you took it with you?
Yes, I took it.
Do you understand the laws of the country when it comes to official records?
No,
I don't.
Well, you know that these documents do not belong to you.
That's true, it's not mine.
But you also know that they belong to the state.
That's true.
And they should have been entrusted in state custody.
That's true.
Next time you would ask the authorities what you should do. And these are one of the reasons for the insistence that people are given positions for which they are qualified. So that they would know what to do. So you have extracted information from the registers, correct?
Yes.
And take a look at those documents and tell us what they are. What is the document?
This is the station diary.
And what is the purpose of the station diary?
It records the activities of the operations of bulldozer.
During which period?
This document that I have before me was in 2016.
Could you provide the dates, please? The starting date and the end date.
The complete diary?
Yes, the starting date and the end date.
This was, this starts from May 24th. And it ends in
Banda.
In August.
August Karoko.
Of which year?
Sanjuma.
August 2016.
August Karo 2016.
But look at the start date again.
On the 24th of March.
Okay, not May.
March.
Okay, yes.
March.
Sorry for that.
So the incident for which you are called to testify occurred at a period covered by this diary.
Munda wato men ko men kita ye kuma ni men na puri na sedan do be di men na ko nyinna nyin diary nyin ay tandi jele.
Yes.
And you told us that this diary is to record activities, correct?
Yen fanya ko nyin diary nyin dalilo men wala minde ko wala ko kuma yalan ko atamata bulldozer je wala ka ko nyin beta ka safe.
That's true.
What activities does it record? Or what activities are recorded on it?
If the men are going on mission, their departures are booked. And if they return from mission, their arrival also is booked. If you are going on patrol or whatever mission, it will be booked. That's what it is.
You produce this to the commission. Mr. Chair, we would ask that this diary be exhibited. I would give the exhibit number before the close of the hearing. How about the choir book that you have?
This choir book is the information that contains the handing over of suspects.
Wo mimba kono wala nyinti mol mi yalan koy sobitela nimbe tala mbe dila bunda dola nka safero minke wala be safere njete
After their case file is built,
na tare nata foyela case file londi silam,
and we have to hand them over to either the police, NDA, or any other department.
nyanta ke D5 police wala lembang fodro squad len wala bunda police bunda do.
Before receiving the file, somebody has to sign to confirm that he has received.
Yaje janimbe nyim file o dile fo moy taraje mi yalan ko wolbe nyim file o taka ba safele ko ntare nyim file.
And one of the information contained in this file
kuma kangol mi yalan ko e be nyim file o kono
is the handing over of Mr. Keta, Mr. Fofana, and Mr. Jallo.
Wala bi membe je wala nyinte ko Mr. Keta, Mr. Fofana, and Mr. Jallo mbe di kane
The police.
Police wala.
It appears from the records that bulldozer was fairly organized.
That's true.
You managed to keep records of activities.
That's true.
And you know that by keeping records, you are in fact memorializing the activities. You are making sure that knowledge of this information does not disappear.
That's true.
So it's a deliberate effort.
That's true.
So if you know that you are going to violate rights, you would not record it in the book that you are going to violate rights, would you?
If you are the one writing, you will not. But if somebody is responsible for recording, the person will write and you will not know.
Na tara itara imang tara mararin safarola ita safa but na tara mole nyanta ka safe fa maria kije doro.
The person writing the book or recording as a commander, doesn't he?
That's true.
And no matter how many intermediate commanders the person has, ultimate command rests with you at the time.
That's true.
And if you are going to violate rights, you would not ask the diary keeper to record that fact, would you? We are dwelling on hypotheticals now. If you are going to violate rights, you would not ask the diary keeper to record that fact, would you?
Council, in bulldozer, it doesn't matter who you are. You may retain your position as a senior, but it is very difficult to manipulate that institution. Because you have different elements from different services. Some may respect you as a senior, but they may not necessarily take your orders.
Mr. Witness,
Yes, please.
Bulldozer was a regimented organization.
Bulldozer mudu bundal de me ya lonko ya londile be sahara ne ya londila faye.
Yes.
And those, the superior officers, had the power and the authority to punish their subordinates.
Andu nyaton kol menu beje ye sembo so pour que la dindimal nyinga kuluro le kam.
It's not all the case in the bulldozer.
Be careful, Mr. Witness.
For instance,
just be careful. The question is, the superiors had the power to punish their subordinates. And that by itself puts the superior officers in a situation where their juniors had to obey their commands. That's true.
That's true in this case.
Just answer the question. It is true that the subordinates had to accept the command that they were given.
In general, yes.
So this notion that you had different people from different places and they would not obey, it's all, in fact, not true.
Kain kuma kawal men be foten ka foko dingira nyindo je memu bulldozer di kantoni tankada bunda jama mollel be je mi alon koy boda fanna jama leto ka foko rebe gulla re kamudi mula son o nyamaro o kula mi alon ko rong moto tanola.
It's not true.
Wonten toñati.
Bulldozer was organized.
Bulldozer mu dingira mi alon ko ya londi sahare ngo kam.
It was structured.
Ya londi nyalema
with defined command lines.
Me ya lon ko ila nyaton ko be bulala nyolo ma nyamen kangol to ya londi la fa seneyata.
With the power to reward and punish.
Andu ye sembo di la pour ka kuluro la anin ka bunya fanan e ka bunya fanan di ni kuluro ke.
Isn't that true, Mr. Witness?
Wala manke to nyaati ba.
If you may allow me to explain.
Isn't that true?
That is not
Explain, Mr. Witness.
Okay. Like what I have said, bulldozer, when it comes to the police, my interaction with the police, they are very careful in dealing with the law.
Mr. Witness, that is not my question. My question is that as superiors, or let me put it in fact the military way, as commanders, you had the power to give command down the line. Isn't that true?
I said that is true.
Okay. And your command had to be implemented.
That is true.
And the intermediate commanders between you and those down the line, their authority, their command had to be implemented.
That is true, except unlawful command.
We will come to that. We would come to that. In fact, the notion of unlawful command did not exist in your forces. Isn't that true? The notion of unlawful command is in fact new knowledge in the Gambia Armed Forces. You learned about it from the hearings of the commission.
Maybe perhaps, Council, there is a notion in the army that, senior man is always right, even whereas he is wrong, refer him to rule number 1.
Exactly, that is the senior man is right.
Rule number 1 says senior man is always right.
Exactly.
But that is quite different on the point of law. It's quite different from lawful and unlawful order.
It looks like we are in for a very long afternoon. What's the difference?
I'm trying to get you to understand that.
No, what is the difference?
Difference of what?
You said
Yes.
that there's a rule in the military.
Saying.
A saying is a rule. That the senior man is always right. Even if he is wrong, refer to the first rule, which is that the senior man is always right. Did I quote you correctly? Which is the same as there is no unlawful command. Because the senior man is always right, no matter what he says. Even whereas he gives an unlawful command, go to the first rule, which is he is always right. But let us be honest here. That is how our security forces operated.
That is true.
Could you answer now? Could you answer now?
I say that is true.
Yes, the reason why I say that is your answer was not captured.
Okay. All right.
Okay? So this notion of unlawful command is only beginning to be known and understood because of this commission of inquiry. Isn't that the case?
The commission has enlightened better. That's true.
But the commission existed in 2019 and not 2016. So let's go back to 2016.
Okay.
This idea, this fanciful idea of unlawful command was not something that was practiced.
Commission all order 2019 na mange 2016 but say ngata nyin kuma kan men ka fadan ka foko nyin luwanta ya kangol nyin menu ka di.
You agree?
Isonta wala.
Like Council, I said when it is military alone, I will accept. But these are different elements, and perhaps our indoctrination
Council,
in response to others are quite different.
But what is the difference between police and the army in terms of application of orders, of commands?
Police holding soldier kundaro munam fato de ni na da ka tab ka kangol nyinke tamandi ya dinya munam fato de. Okay,
for example, I have realized that in bulldozer, if the soldier make an offense, we can detain him in the cell. But when the police officer commit the same offense, you cannot detain a police officer in the cell. So
why? Why?
Well, that's what I was made to believe.
Who made you believe that?
The police officers there.
Did they show you any written rule?
No, they said you have to charge them before you take them. You have to charge them and show them the offense that they have committed before they can go to the cell.
Even for the military, shouldn't it be like that?
Well, in the military, the custom is that if you commit an offense, they can punish you and send you to. They can send you to cell. And later charge
one is done before and the other is done after, but all the elements are the same, isn't it?
Yes.
So there is no difference. You see, Mr. Witness, let us wrap this issue. It should not detain us here. We don't argue for the sake of arguing. Olgam was an organized, disciplined unit. Your commands were implemented. Correct?
Yes.
If you were going to commit an offense, would you order your staff to record it? If you were going to commit an offense, would you order your staff to record it?
In the first place, as far as I'm concerned, I was not even conscious of these records. I was not conscious of these records, this booking of this thing.
And answer the question. You're answering your own question. The question is, if you were going to commit an offense, would you ask your staff to record it?
I will tell them to record what I'm coming to do.
Yes.
But nobody will do that.
Precisely the point. Precisely the point. Okay? Tell us what happened on that day, the 11th of May, 2016.
Go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
On the 11th of May, like I said, when we received the information, the team left. The team left by 1807 hours, and it was led by couple 2180. Songo. They went to arrest Ibrahim Keta and returned to the base.
When did they arrest Ibrahim Keta?
What Jamalam Ibrahim Keta muta?
Well, I wouldn't know precisely, but they left the base by 1807 hours and returned by 1909 hours.
And then?
Then they arrived at the base.
Okay. Is that recorded in the book?
That was recorded.
Take a look at the book. Actually, you've given us 2 registers, so we have to put in both registers. All right? But let's clear this point first. Take a look at it.
Okay, I made a mistake of 1907.
Mistake.
It's not 1909, but it's 1907. That was my error.
Could you read it out? What it says?
It says that couple Sonko and the men left Holigam for a mission to Sukuta on board a vehicle registration number LRR 0287A
0278A
driven by a first class Jamme.
First class Jammeti.
And 1907 couple 2080 Sonko
couple 2080 Sonko
and the men returned to the base from mission to Sukuta with one Ibrahim Keta of Kanifing South.
So it is recorded. Thank you very much. So tell us what happened afterwards.
Well, when this suspect came in, I believe he went to the charge office. And his statement perhaps was recorded. And then from the statement that he gave, he felt that it needs further investigation.
At this stage, did you see him, Ibrahim Keta? At this stage, I did not see him. So you had no interaction with him? I did not see. Proceed. What happened afterwards?
He went to the charge office. And I believe they were investigating him. But some minutes after 8 or thereabouts at night, it is also important to know that that time we were on standby. So I was also on standby. This was due to the fact that there was previous demonstration, so we were placed on standby. I went to the investigation room and found Mr. Keta. He was seated. When you enter the investigation room, there was a table just like your table facing. And he was seated. But there were about 4 or 5 investigators. I may not be able to remember their names. But the head of the investigation was Paboto Tarawale.
What Tarawale?
Paboto Tarawale.
Paboto Tarawale.
Not Bakari.
Amanke Bakari.
The one I know is Paboto.
Paboto.
All right, proceed.
And there were two Bojangs. The other one is from the immigration, and the other one is from GRA.
Bojang Fulalebi. Do Wobotana Namu Kaningo Bundalt. Do Wobotana immigration. I remember Maradina.
But the other one is called Mbemba. But which of the department is from, I will not remember. But the other one is Mbemba. That will differentiate him from the other Bojang.
Yeah, Mbemba Bijele, but I put an Fanamina more. So do be Kafa Bojang.
Would it be Alpha?
Alpha.
Yes.
And then?
There is one police CID called Tarawale.
Police CID
Would that be Bakari?
I don't want to guess the name. I cannot remember the first name.
So you can vividly remember this event?
That's true.
Proceed.
Then I found the gentleman seated. But he was crying. He was crying and he was very stressful. And I asked him, what is the matter that you are crying for? And he told me that the allegation that they have put on me is unbearable. I said, well, but you don't have to stress yourself with this. As far as I am concerned, this place, give your facts, and you are okay. Nobody is going to beat you, and nobody is going to harass you. So just give your statement. And I left. If I could not check the diary, I think I left that night. It should be between 10, 11, because it's at night.
But your movement would be recorded, isn't it?
Yes, it should be recorded. I'm not sure, but it should be recorded.
Mr. Witness, your people were very meticulous.
Yes.
At keeping records.
So when I left and before 12, I was in.
You were in where?
I was back to the bay because I went to Sawa. I went to take Sawa in my house. And I came back. And in the morning, I was informed that the second suspect was in.
Yes, but Mr. Witness, all right. So before your departure, you did not know anything about the second witness?
No, I did not know that they were leading to arrest him or what, because I was not part of the investigation. But I was informed that they had a tip of him and that they used the first suspect to lead them to get him arrested.
Proceed.
When they informed me about it in the morning, they briefed me about the progress of their investigation. Then later they told me that they have the tip of the second witness. Sorry, the third suspect.
So what progress did they give you? What progress did they report?
That they have they have obtained the statement of this guy, of the person. And when the second witness also, a second suspect also arrived, he narrated part of the story that they were discussing about a possible civil disobedience demonstration. That's what that's what they discovered from him. And to me, that was a progress. It was part of the information that we have received. And after getting that information, they were led to the arrest of the third suspect.
When?
This was on the 12th. On the 12th of May.
Did you have, give us the time, please.
This arrest team was led by SICC. And they departed from Holigam around 17:27 hours. And arrived with Alassane Diallo at 18:33 hours.
Did you encounter the second suspect?
No, I did not. At that time, I did not see him.
When was the first time you see him?
Because I frequently go and check the investigation. And I realized him there. And I asked him his name. He told me he was Musa Fofana.
And you remembered the name?
No, because at that time, I don't know the names. They just informed me that there were some suspects. But how the information came to them from this first suspect, I don't know.
The question is, he told you his name.
He told me his name.
And you remember the name?
I don't understand. I remember the name.
Say, and you still remember the name?
Yes, I still remember the name. And from there, I asked him, where are you from? He said he's from Jara. I asked him, did you know Bakausu Fofana? He said yes. I told him Bakausu has entrusted his mosque in Nemasu to me. I am the president of the mosque committee. And then the tribal jokes came in. And I told him that, Jarankas are very useless people. I'm sorry to use that language. And he told me that I'm your father. Then I left.
It was all amicable?
It was.
No hard feelings?
No hard feelings.
In fact, no reason for a hard feeling.
Musa in Holgam was a very nice guy. He was not talking too much. And he was very humble. And he was also very comfortable at that time.
So for how long was he there? They there. For how long were they there?
Well, they were in Holgam until on the 23rd of May. And
that would make it 14 days. From 11th to 23rd.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
While at Holgam,
Holgam.
were they formally charged?
Yes, they were charged.
Yeah, 2 million.
And how did this happen?
The
charging?
Well, I was not, I may not be able to remember, but there are statements and the case file was brought to me.
But case file and
normally I rely on the experience of the police officer in charge.
He told
me that they were charged on seditious offense. And I asked him this question. And I want to remind this commission that I am on oath.
Commissioner
Are you preparing us for a self-serving statement?
I said to him, are you sure that an offense is committed? I would have preferred you also to find out from your prosecution team in Banjul headquarters.
You have very good recollection of events.
Yes.
Huh?
How did he respond?
Well, he said they will further confirm this.
When were they first taken before a judge?
That I wouldn't know.
No.
Because when we hand them over, that was the last time I heard from them until yesterday on TRC.
When were they first allowed to speak with lawyers?
That also I wouldn't remember. But they were allowed to talk to their family members.
Yes, that
one I can confirm.
But
for the lawyers, at Bulldozer, I couldn't remember them contacting their lawyers.
Were lawyers in fact allowed at Bulldozer?
Speak
the truth.
The lawyers were allowed in Bulldozer. Because at a point in time, Edward Singate wrote one letter to Bulldozer. I think it was in relation to a claim of found property. They can, and also I also remember.
And by writing a letter to Bulldozers, it shows that lawyers are allowed in Bulldozers?
Later also avec kaki bulldozer for any netandiko ko lawyer like kasilo di la purka dum bulldozer la sansan konoba.
Also,
lawyers were never allowed in Bulldozers, Mr. Witness. That is the truth, isn't it? Answer that question. Lawyers were never allowed at Bulldozers.
Yes, okay.
All right, Mr. Witness, we would give you the book. And you would show us where it is recorded that lawyer X, Y, and Z has come to Bulldozers. He has spoken to ABC. Perhaps maybe, yes. Take a look at it.
Another bulldozer kana mokar ni mokar la kunyi ninkaje buko nyinjue.
Okay, I want to be on this thing. That
take a look at it, Mr. Witness, and show us where it is recorded. You guys were very meticulous. You recorded all activities. Show us where it is recorded that lawyer A, B, C, or D visited Holgam. Perhaps this is a convenient time to take a break and let the witness go through the diary and identify those points.
Counsel, you want a lunch break or a 5-minute break to allow him to look at the diary at the moment, or what? Maybe 5 minutes break, and then he would answer the question, and then we go for lunch. Do you intend to finish with him before lunch, or
it is now unlikely. It is now very unlikely, Mr. Chair. The witness will take the whole day.
If we're going to come back, then we can take the lunch break now.
Actually, if I can make a statement.
Yes.
I don't think it would all be necessary to check through this.
Because it's not there.
It is not here.
Because lawyers were not coming to bulldozers. Well, according to this Mr. Record, Witness, it would help if we just go to the truth and we cut the shenanigans and we just go directly to the truth. Lawyers were not coming to bulldozers.
They were not coming there.
Thank you very much. At least this is a bout of honesty. This is different from the answer you gave previously.
They were not coming out. Okay. They were not allowed. They were not coming. That is it. If you say they are not allowed, maybe I will say, but they are not coming there. I will accept.
Is that a definitive answer, Counsel? You're satisfied?
I am satisfied, Mr. Chair. But let's get the parameters right. Mr. Witness, we can cut through all this if you're just truthful in the first instance. Because all this going around is, if you feed us a lie or an untruth, we would go around and we would get it. So you can save us going around using all the tools to get it. Just state the truth. That is more helpful. You agree?
I agree.
You promise? Let us not catch you again.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
Counsel, a quick question. How did Trrc get that diary?
He brought them.
So he wasn't the one in possession, as you were saying earlier.
He was the one. Them. He was the one in possession.
Throughout?
Throughout.
Extraordinary. Fine. Okay, we will take a 1-hour lunch break and then come back at 2:45. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.